Got an American Telecaster here, and the jack has come loose and will not tighten down and stay tight. So I'm going to show you the cause of that, and there are two remedies on how to fix this. For the sake of this video, I took clip the pickups and everything off the control plate just so I don't have it banging around on the guitar. So if you're doing this yourself, wrap that up, make sure it's not going to damage your finish or anything. And I'm going to see here, down in the hole where the jack resides, this clip here, that has come completely loose from the wood. So either I remove that, put a new clip in, or I replace it with what's called an electro socket. Even though I'm putting the electro socket in, I'm just going to demonstrate how to put the clip in with this tool. If you have an older guitar, valuable collectible Telecaster, and you don't want to put replacement parts in it, it is possible to keep the original parts. You may have to call around various repair shops, make sure that they have this tool in order to do it. This is I'm not sure what you would call it. There's a bolt that goes through a concave side and a flat side, and then this other part that will pull the clip to bend it out into the wood. I don't know as though I've even used this tool on a guitar, less than 10 years old. I've really only used it on very old Telecasters. So these little metal clips, they are available for resale if you want to find a replacement one, because sometimes once they're in there, they don't want to bend back and be reliable. They may break. But like I said, I'm just going to show you an example of this. So I'm going to, set the tool for extraction. And I've got to just put this inner piece through the inside. It will grab on, because there's notches, it'll grab on around that clip. Get this tightened together. The idea is, as you tighten it down, the clip will be pressed into the concave side of this. There it came. Just hold it in place until we finally fully collapse it, and it just slides out. So the bolt went in this side to extract, and now we're going to go around the other side because we want this flat surface to press the clip flat and squeeze it out into the sides of the wood. So I'm going to put the nut on. This will line up with the clip. There's a slot for it to fit into. So you've got the clip in the notch on that second nut there. And all you have to do is just find where it was not digging in before. You want this to go into fresh wood. And then you just tighten it down. Basically just compressing it till it's flat, which will push it outward into the body wood. And let that loose. There you have it. It's all back into place. It's nice and tight. Now keep in mind, when you reinstall your jack, you're going to feed the jack through the inside with a lock washer on it. That'll be on the inside. The jack will come through this hole. You place the cup on, the nut. I always have to stick my finger in to hold it in place and tighten it down, and that'll keep it nice and secure. If the jack does start to come loose again, you can end up having this clip come loose again. So that's kind of you have your vintage look, but it's not quite as nice as the newer options. Also, to remove this, if you don't have the tool and you just want to put an electro socket, you can just knock that in. It's not too difficult once it's loose to just kind of tap on it with like a screwdriver or a mallet or something and have it bend in and fall inside the guitar. So now I'm going to show you the electro socket. Always remember, you got to put a lock washer on your jack. This is what the electro socket looks like when you have it put together. You got the jack inside right there. It's pressing against both the jack and the electro socket to help it stay nice and tight. But to get it in, you either would, if you had all the electronics wired together, you fish the jack out through the jack hole. Since I just put it on, I'm just going to feed it through here. So if you haven't used a drill very often, or you're not very handy with a screwdriver, something that'll help steady this is if you take a piece of tape and wrap it around inside this ridge of the electro socket to help it take up any of the gap here. You notice how it shakes around. That'll help hold it in place so that you can more steadily get your 2 screws into the wood. So I've got this all in place. The idea is, for neatness sake, try and keep it level. You can either drill a pilot hole, which I find to be a little hard to do. Just use a nice long screwdriver that fits the screw well, and it will bite into the wood just fine. Well, we've got that fixed. One last little detail, if you're going to be doing this yourself, is I mentioned how I put the screws in with the electro socket kind of going level with the guitar this way. Well, your jack, when you plug the cable in inside, you have this little arm here. That's the hot for the signal. Depending on which way it's turned, when that bends back, it can push against the wall inside the guitar, and you may not be able to get it to plug in all the way, or it'll be really hard. If you have that issue, you can either rotate it 180 degrees, or like I said, I've never really had a problem putting it in with the 2 screws that way. It seems to, the amount of thread on the jack screws in and it ends up being just right. So that's why it looks a little bit nicer, like anybody really cares, but there's also a functional reason for that. So it's pretty simple, yet rather common issue with Telecasters, and if you have a problem like this, pretty easy to fix. So if you have any questions about this or any other of the videos in my catalog, just go ahead and leave a comment, or you can contact me directly. My contact information is in the About section of my channel, and we'll see you next time.